Glad to have you all here. I'm County Executive Scott Walker, joined by John Chisholm, our District Attorney for Milwaukee County. The purpose of our discussion here today is to talk about the positions statewide, 21 prosecutorial positions, assistant district attorneys throughout the state, and up to 16 here in Milwaukee County that are facing a significant challenge of being no longer with us because of the loss of federal funding through the Byrne Justice Assistant Grant Program. We've been aggressive in the past in Milwaukee County through the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office in seeking federal funds for these types of positions to prosecute crimes in this county, as have other parts of the state of Wisconsin. And specifically, I wanted to join with the district attorney here today to draw additional attention to this. In the past, the County Board of Supervisors, under the leadership of a resolution pushed by Supervisor Peggy West, called on the passage of this legislation. I supported that measure at the time, supporting the DA in his office. But again, now that the legislature is in the midst of the final stages of working on a budget adjustment bill, while we know the state has a budget crunch of their own, and they're working on the details of that between the Senate, the Assembly, and the governor, we just wanted to impress upon the public, and most importantly on lawmakers from here and across the state of Wisconsin, that as they're looking at dealing with their own budget crunch, they need to be mindful of the impact that the lack of federal Byrne grants will have on the ability to prosecute individuals here and across the state of Wisconsin. And this was an issue that just recently District Attorney Chisholm and I are part of the steering committee for the Community Justice Council. Their last steering committee meeting, we discussed this, and I said we really need to draw additional attention to this issue to make sure that our friends and allies in the legislature know the full impact of that. And so to that extent, I've asked the district attorney to join us and to share those comments as well. And we'll turn it over to you, John. Appreciate it. Thank you, Jim. And we'll be, in addition to drawing attention to this, I'll be following up the correspondence we've already given to legislative leaders, and obviously a copy of the resolution that the county board passed and we signed off in the past, but following up with contacts to the legislative leadership, as again they appear to be, at least in the final stages, of making a decision on the budget adjustment bill. So the timing right now is really imperative that the public draw attention to that and let lawmakers from here and across the state know just how important it is to keep these prosecution positions available and allow our assistant district attorneys to do the great job that they do in our district attorney's office. With that, we'll take any questions we got. And we get the lion's share within the county, but I just talked a day or two before we last talked about this with the Winnebago County District Attorney, certainly the Waukesha County District Attorney, and attorneys all across the state have been very concerned about this issue, but of late have raised the concern about the impact that the 21 positions would have statewide. Obviously, the greatest impact being here in Milwaukee County, but they have a concern both in this budget and or this current year, as well as looking ahead to future budgets, what the impact is if we don't fund these positions. One of the challenges in this office, particularly, has been in the past, the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office has been very aggressive in seeking alternative funds to just state and local dollars through the Byrne Grant Program. And this is unfortunately a reflection of the Congress having cut back on that rather substantially. And so because these are positions that assistant district attorneys are traditionally funded through the state, we're now turning to the state to provide that kind of assistance. But I think at a time when we've got a very strong new police chief, we've got an aggressive sheriff, all that's good in terms of pushing for aggressive crackdown of criminal offenders within the county. Certainly moving with the district attorney's initiative of putting more prosecutors out at the district level with the police department. The last thing we want to do is see a slowdown at that time because we don't have enough positions funded. And so, again, that's why we're making a direct, very personal appeal to the members of the legislature.